welcome back to the Whākī.
Season 1 review.
Whoop whoop.
Let's go.
We are jumping into episode 12 with Michael Moore. He shares with us what it was like growing up in Te Ao Māori, exploring spoken word poetry in the creative communities, and what it's like being a human in the world in relation to other people.
Honestly, we're so thankful for your excavating, because there's so many deep gems in there, and we're so privileged to be able to receive all of that koha that he was able to gift us. Michael opens up by calling in the conditioning, which he invites us to move away from in this first nugget.
For our young men, you need to have a system of beliefs that's more powerful than the oppressive, crappy reality in which you live. Or else, without a system of beliefs that's deeper and more powerful than that, then what reality do you have but the one that's presented to you?
Michael then nods to how his biggest learning curves have shaped him, and how those lessons will come around again if you didn't learn them the first time. Check out this next gem.
All of my big lessons in life have been from making mistakes. Bad ones, big ones, And
Guilty.
Yeah, same.
and I love that.
Probably shouldn't have done that. Oh well, I learned something.
Yeah.
Next thing. Yeah.
And if I didn't learn it, well then it'll just happen again, until
I finally do
so you
learn.
pick up the lesson, yeah.
Michael then drives us home to claiming our power and choosing the realities that we want to live and dream in. Check out this next gem.
Of all the potential realities in the world, you may as well pick a good one, eh?
And where's this landing for you today in the now? Or wherever you're guided to reflect on?
Yeah. I think for me it's just like there are lessons every day. And like as we're recording this week I've had some health challenges, and I know that there's a lesson in there, and I don't know what it is now, but I also don't need to know what it is now. Like I know that it'll drop. Yeah. And yeah, that's what's coming up for me. Like, this is something that I need to learn. And I also believe that this is probably something that I've needed to learn for a little while.
Ooh-wee.
I'm just not quite sure what it is just yet. And I'm okay with that for now.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Echo that 100%.
What does it bring up for you?
Right now, the reason why dreams are so important to me, and when with your eyes open, in terms of because the conditionings are there, and because your biggest failures are already there in the past, and like, what reality do we actually get a choice in? Do you know what I mean? Like, if we do have a choice, why not pick the most best self? Why not pick the best selves in other people? Why not pick the most toxic positivity that there is? Do you know what I mean? Like, why not pick that? Because and it's not to dismiss anything else.
Yeah.
It's to acknowledge that everything else exists, and I'm choosing to pick my reality, which is an autonomous thing. So to me, I don't feel, well, I feel the need to say that when you pick your reality, it is yours. And when you invite people into that, it's a vulnerable thing, because it's kind of like the whole coming out thing. You're inviting people to judge your reality that you picked. You're inviting people to bathe in the ocean that you've laid for yourself. And then some people don't want that. Some people don't like that. And some people, that's a fringing conversation, which is a beautiful thing, because it just shows, again, like, to me, I feel like in those moments, it challenges you to be like, hey, how do you still uplift your dream and your reality while uplifting other people's realities?
Yeah.
And it's not a force, it's a surrender.
Oof.
It's a,
Beautiful.
your one is up. Your one is up. I'm not here to diminish anybody else's realities. I get to pick mine.
Yeah. I just want to jump in on something you just said.
Go there.
Not because I disagree with it. I just think maybe the framing was. I want to challenge your framing a little.
Go there.
So when you talked about coming out, and it's something that you picked, I don't know. For me, I didn't choose to be gay. I grew up in a system where gay was not the normal, and I chose to be true to myself within that system. And what that meant was that I had to come out because otherwise you're assumed to be straight. And yes, that was a choice that I made to come out, yes, but not a choice to be gay. And I think what you said around laying out something for yourself. Yeah, I chose to do that, but if I hadn't, what would have been the cost to me if I didn't? Yeah. So I don't disagree with what you said. I just think the framing for me is a little bit different. Yeah.
I accept that 100%. I also would add that you think, and you've been saying you think a lot, and I'm like, that's a beautiful thing. I uplift your thinking in that space, and I'm like, your mind and your thinking in that space, I uplift 100%, and I surrender to your thinking.
Yeah. And it's definitely a me thing. I know this.
Because to me, in various other spaces and places, like I will uplift you in saying that you said it yourself. It is a choice.
A choice to
think.
Oh, to think. Yes.
See, and that's what I'm saying is that there's like when people don't want to meet me where I'm at, they like this is the distance that happens for a lot of the different scenarios. Is I always have to it's like over show up, like over front load, and it's like it's because people don't want to hear me for me. They want to hear me for what they can get out of me, and then repackage my words for me, and I'm like, that's neocolonialism.
Oh shit! Sorry, bro.
Oh no, that's not. That wasn't a call. That wasn't a call in or an out.
Yeah.
I feel like because we're in a safe space to explore this. That's what neocolonialism looks like, is when people repackage your words because it hits them in a triggering way, or hits them in a way that hits their thinking. And I'm like, how did your feeling go to that?
Yeah.
Which it's not that's why I want to really uplift. You've set that up really safely of being like, this is not disagreeing with you. And I'm like, I feel safe to share this with you because you are calling me in to be like, hey, we're not here to say to play one-upmanships. We're here to actually share what this brings up, and this is what it brought up in the moment.
Yeah.
Which I feel safe, and I also invite you to critique if you're not feeling uplifted for your perspectives, because I totally see value in what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I totally see that how I can be perceived as wrong with different thinking capacities.
I also feel that because this is going out into a public setting, that we both do, but I'm taking responsibility for myself to ensure that we are putting something out into the world that is not going to cause harm. And I know that is such a hard thing to do. And I felt that putting that piece out without a further exploration could have potentially given people ammunition to say, yeah, gay is a choice. But again,
why would it not be a choice as well for you? Why is gay not a choice for you? Can you explore that?
I could. I don't know if I want to.
No. Because I'm like this. I would also love to hear why it's not a choice. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like the obvious is there. It's not a choice because these mamai, these emotions, there's all of this hurt, and there's this plight to it.
Yeah.
So it's all of that, and why is it for you in this moment in your current consciousness? Why is it not a choice to be gay?
Well, I currently don't feel like I'm choosing to be anything. I'm choosing to exist as I am.
Delicious.
But because I operate within a colonial Aotearoa where people are put into boxes, other people are making that choice for me because of the way that I am in the world. They're saying, okay, because you do this, because you're attracted to other people who are feminine, because you're attracted to other people who are feminine and you present as a female, that means that you're a lesbian or that you're gay. And I'm like, actually, I don't personally identify with any of those words. So you're choosing that identity for me. It's not a choice that I make for myself. I think when I first came out, yeah, probably, because I needed a community to feel like I belonged. But I feel like I belong with myself now.
Delicious. I'm really that was the first time I actually heard you share that. So that's why I'm I was really wanting to know what this means to you in the now, because to me, I'm not denying that it's not a choice. I feel like the conversation is always like, it's always front packed with being like, it's not a choice. And I'm like, why? Like, if like, how would we talk about it in a different way of being like, it's like, if it is a choice, blah, you know, so that we can navigate that not high fruit, because I feel like the low hanging fruit is gay's not a choice, and that's not the problem.
Yeah,
I feel like the problem is people don't understand why it's not a choice for the lived experiences of that plight. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think there's so many people, though, that just say gay is not a choice and that's it. They don't want to go any further because it means that they maybe, potentially, have to explore themselves a little. And they might not be ready for that. And that's okay too.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
The piece that I think is not okay is when you then project that onto other people.
In any capacity, right?
Mm-hmm.
In any capacity.
Yeah. And this is just like one context of this conversation.
Truth.
This conversation happens in so many different contexts. It's just we apparently are having it around gay today.
The topic is gay.
Yeah. Bro, do you know you gay?
I don't actually identify as gay.
Ooh. Me neither.
Delicious.
Okay,
all right.
Wrap it up.
So, yeah. Michael's journey through this was not a queer conversation.
We were talking about Michael.
Yet he did talk about a specific experience with the finger and the purpose of life, which we would definitely recommend you go and listen to, because it's such a transformative piece of, like, it's such a transformative tool to actually look at the purpose of life and the different plights of life from a queer, and also it could be applicable to any other walks of life as well. So to me, it's not a queer conversation if that's like a fringe conversation for you.
That's a fuck you conversation for you.
Oh
my God. I hate it.
So yeah, go check out that full episode. Thank you so much. Like, I really felt like you leaned into that, and I felt safe in your in your space as well. So thank you so much for diving in there. And yeah. Fuck you.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.